Hello, this is Ashley from Crafting with Ashley and welcome to this video. This is the little box we're making today. Sorry I'm not in the shot. You can see it's using this gorgeous bee paper, and you can see, and this paper is actually one of the free items in Sale-a-bration. So it opens here at the side, you'll see. It opens here at the top rather. Here you'll see there's your little opening there for your box, but let's get started. So I've got a different piece of the same designer series paper on the same pack. You can see you've got this lovely pattern on this side and this gorgeous black and white stripe on the other. And this piece of paper measures 8.5 inches by 7 inches. And we're going to do some scoring, and because it's designer series paper we're going to use the thicker end of our scoring tool to make sure we don't do any damage. So on the 8.5 inch side we're going to score at 1 inch. And then we're going to score at 4 inches, 5 inches and 8 inches. Okay, so that was 1, 4, 5 and 8. And we're going to turn it to the 7 inch side, and here we're going to score at 1 inch, 2 inches and 6 inches. Okay, so that's all of our scoring done. So let me put the scoreboard aside, and now we're going to fold on all of our score lines. So just let me get my bone folder out so we can give it a nice burnish. So that's one, and then on the side another one, and then here we've got another one. Okay, and then these ones, this small one. Where's the next one? Here we go. It's good to give it a good burnish. You know, don't press hard. It's better just to go a few times than pressing really hard once. You'll give a much better finish, and you're less likely to damage your paper. Okay, so that's it. We've now folded on all our score lines. So on your 8.5 inch side, with this little tab, this 1/2 inch tab to your right hand side, we're going to do some cutting. So let me get my scissors. I'm going to use these big ones for now. This is what I've got. So we want to remove, firstly, let me use a pencil to show you what we're going to remove. It's sometimes easier. I do this in classes sometimes. Do this on the reverse side. It's easier. So you're going to remove this little section here. So this section that goes like that, we're going to remove. That's it, the section here. And then find your next score line, which is down here, and we're going to remove all of that section there as well. So if you take it on this side, on the small side, you'll see maybe better here, and all of that. So that's what we're initially going to remove. So we just leave this centre little tab. Okay, so let's just cut up to the score line and cut out your piece, and the same here. And it's not so easy to see under all these lights, but anyway. There we go. And on this little tab here, I'm just going to give it a mitre. So I'm just going to cut off an angle like that. Okay. So that's what we've got so far. On the bottom, which is where you've just got the 1 inch here, we're just going to cut up to the score lines. So 1, 2, 3. Okay, just like that, simple. Now, just to show you, if you get to this point and you really don't know what the hell you're doing, which is perfectly fine, I'm going to show you how this box will go together, and this will help you to understand what we're going to cut off next. So you're going to fold it, and this is going to come on like this. Just very simple. So that's your little tab there, that will stick to your tab there. So once it's folded up, your tab in, your seam is there, as you can see, to the back. And now we want this piece to fold in, because this is going to be the piece we tuck in. it's going to fold in. So this piece here will keep. Okay, this piece here will keep. Everything else we're going to get rid of. So this little square here is going to get rid of, and all of this here we're going to get rid of as well. You can see. Okay, so let's do that. And once you know what you're doing, you can just cut everything in one go, but I'm just showing you the thought process that's going into making the box. But I think it's good if you understand how the thought process behind it, but how it's being created, because then you can make your own boxes. You don't need to stick to my exact measurements. And I think that's when the real fun comes in, when you're not having to follow someone else's rules rigidly. Okay, so this piece is our little tuck piece. Now we've still got some more cutting to do. Okay, and we do want to keep these small little flaps, so all I'm going to do here is cut down and down. Okay, and then cut this piece down here as well, and then you'll see we've got left with this little piece here. We're actually going to remove this one as well, because we don't need it. So you should be left with something that looks like that. Okay. Okay, and now we're going to start to stick it together. So let's put our tear and tape on. If you can find the end, that is. This makes life much easier, tear and tape. Snail is not really, I don't find it strong enough. And as I've said before, tear and tape, double-sided tape, is pressure adhesive tape. So give it a rub, give it a burnish before you actually put it down, and then just fold the two pieces together like that. And there you've got the side of your box. Okay, and now you can see here, this is going to fold in to tuck in the front. So this is the front of your base, so that's where you're going to want to put some tear and tape as well. Okay, but I'll put, if you find it easier, I can put a template on my blog. I usually do one for Car Club, but I notice people do follow it like it's gospel, and that's all well and good, but I do want people, if possible, to try and learn how to make the process, the thought process behind it, because then you're not constricted by what I'm doing. You can do whatever you want to do. So I'll just fold the sides in, fold the back in, fold that over. Okay, and then just use the back of your bond folder to make sure it's properly stuck. And then you're going to see here, the next bit we have to do is we want to round the edges here. I should have done this really before we put the box together, but no harm, we can do it now. And I'm just going to use the detailed duo punch here just to round the edges and get these out the way. There we go. And this just means by rounding the edges, it just makes it much easier for you to tuck everything in. And there you have your little box all ready to go. So let's set that aside and do a little bit of stamping. So let's bring this in. This is the Sending You Thoughts stamp set, and this is another item from Sale-a-bration. I'm going to be using this sentiment that says happy birthday. Okay, so I'm going to be doing some heat embossing, so let me bring in all my bits. And I've got here the embossing buddy, and I'm just going to wipe that across to stop any static. And then I've got some Versamark here. And I'm just going to stamp that down. Lovely. You won't be able to see anything at all, but it's there, I promise. You'll see in a minute. Okay. Now I've got here some gold embossing powder. I tend to usually put 2 coats on, so I'll make sure I get any bit I missed the first time I get now. Just flick off the excess. There you go. Now let's attempt to put this back in our pot without getting embossing powder everywhere. Easier said than done. Not too bad, I have got some somewhere, but it's fine. So now I'm just going to heat emboss that and I'll be back. Okay, so there we've got our little sentiment heat embossed, and I'm going to punch it out using this new punch called the Label Me Fancy punch. Okay, I'm just going to put it in, try and get it straight and as centered as possible. Always faff with this, that'll do. Okay, and then you can see here you've got this little here on the back, you can see better, you've got this little hole, and we're going to use that to make a hole, and that's going to be there to attach it to our box. So put that aside, bring back our box, and we're going to attempt to tie some ribbon, and this is the gold ribbon. So we are going to attempt, if at all possible, I'm not even getting it straight, let alone trying to tie the ribbon, am I? I'm not best at this, I'll warn you now. It is not my forte. And I've watched tons of videos telling me how to do it and what to do it, and left over right and right over left and yak 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 yak, and it doesn't mean anything to me. Still doesn't work. It comes out as it's going to come out, and I think that's the best I'm going to get it, so I haven't got time to faff with it. You'll have to be able to take more time than me. I don't think that looks too bad. Then I've got some Whisper White here, Baker's twine, and I'm just going to take a little piece here for however long I want it. I don't want it to be too long. Okay. Right, we have a knot tied. So now I'm just going to thread this through there, and leave it like that before I have any more disasters. So there you go. Those are our 2 boxes. Which do you like better? Do you like the darker bees or the gold bees? If you did enjoy the project, I'd be grateful if you could give it a thumbs up so YouTube know, and thank you for watching. And don't forget to subscribe to future videos. If you want any information on the project, it'll be on the blog post on my website, and the links to that and all my social media links, including my new Facebook group, are in the description box below. So all that leaves me to say is thank you so much again, and until next time, enjoy being creative. Bye!